Okay, so La Liga has generated this brilliant idea, and it is about FC Barcelona facing Villarreal in Miami, so in the USA. And the reason why Javier Tebas wants to make this game happen in Miami is because he wants to have a bigger global reach. He wants to extend his audience in the US. He wants to gain a different fan base. So this match between Barcelona and Villarreal could be played on December 20th, 2025, the last game before the end of the year. FC Barcelona is also expected to earn around 11 to 12 million euros from this game alone. And so for context, right, when you compare this game and how much revenue it can bring us to how much the Champions League paid us last season per game, on average, we were earning 9.7 million euros per match, especially in the knockout rounds. And let me tell you, the Champions League did improve their pay for all clubs in last season's Champions League. And so to hear that we could earn 12 million euros in one league match against Villarreal, it's not a Champions League match, it is insane to hear. No wonder Barcelona are agreeing to such a move. And almost all parties are greenlighting for this game to happen in Miami. However, there has been a lot of backlash. But when I mean a lot of backlash, I do mean Real Madrid. Real Madrid do not want this game to happen in Miami. They want to have a say. They want to say that this game should be played in Spain and not in Miami, because their argument is it disrupts competitive balance and it does ignore league norms. And they have also warned that it does undermine legitimacy. And here's what's crazy. This is not the first time we have heard La Liga wanting to do this. La Liga has been eyeing to have matches in the US since 2018. So for example, they tried to have the Girona versus FC Barcelona match back in that year. They also tried to have a Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal match back in 2019. It was blocked by the RFEF and FIFA at that time. But around those times when they were trying to kickstart these games in the US, Real Madrid had no say. Real Madrid did not say a single thing. But now seeing how this game between Barcelona and Villarreal is advancing, now Real Madrid want to intercept. They want to have a say. They want to say something because they do not like this idea. And I don't know why Real Madrid have the audacity to say something when it has nothing to do with them. It's not like Tebas is saying, okay, we're going to grab some of the funds of Real Madrid and give it to FC Barcelona to pay FC Barcelona the money that they're going to be owed on that day. Like, it's not something crazy like that. This literally has nothing to do with Real Madrid. But I did come up with 3 different key points on why I believe Real Madrid are putting out a statement and why they don't want this game to happen. Point number 1, they want to protect the home and away principle, meaning La Liga, right? For example, the schedule is built on the idea that every club gets to play each rival once, which is once at home and once away. If Villarreal gives up their home match to play in Miami, it does change the competitive balance here, because Barcelona previously would have faced Villarreal at a very hostile environment, which is at the Estadio de la Cerámica. But that is no longer going to be the case if they move it to Miami. It's going to be very neutral. And so in Real Madrid's view, they're going to be saying it should have been harder for FC Barcelona. Villarreal should have had the home advantage. Now it's very neutral. Now Barcelona have a higher chance of winning this game, and we don't want that because we are competing against Barcelona for the number 1 position, because they have also won La Liga in the previous season. And of course, Real Madrid do not want for that to happen again, which is why they really want to eliminate all chances for Barcelona to get as many points as possible. What Real Madrid probably do want is for Barcelona to be in a hostile atmosphere, to have Villarreal get the home advantage. Point number 2, there could always be that political rivalry with FC Barcelona, right? Real Madrid and Barcelona are always at war on and off the pitch. If Barcelona benefit from global exposure, sponsorship leverage, more revenues from overseas, as we discussed before, Real Madrid may look at that and say, La Liga is giving Barcelona a branding boost and not us. Like, what is going on? Like, if they're going to be involved, we want to be involved as well. But if we cannot be involved, then Barcelona cannot be involved. We have heard numerous stories over the past few years of Florentino Perez being very cautious about the moves that do strengthen Barcelona's commercial pull in the US, because Madrid are really trying to compete and they want dominance in the US as well. And then lastly, point number 3, which is going to be the fear of opening the floodgates, meaning if this game does happen, it is going to be setting a ripple effect across all other clubs in La Liga, and clubs could start selling home games abroad, and especially in the US for commercial gain, hurting the local fans in La Liga as well, which is something that Real Madrid do not want. It's going to be shifting revenues here and there, making the league's integrity harder to protect. Real Madrid might basically say these Spanish games must stay in Spain and nowhere else, because if these games move anywhere else, people are going to start to question, and especially the people within Spain, they're going to start to question whether these games are actually La Liga or not. So let me know in the comment sections down below, what do you think Barcelona should do? Should they move forward with this game to be played in Miami? And do you believe that Real Madrid do have a point? Do you believe that they should have a say on this whole thing, which is outrageous to me? Now let's talk about Joan Garcia and this saga that he does have in terms of registration, because because as of right now, we are waiting for his registration. We want him to be available for the match against Mallorca, but Barcelona is currently waiting on La Liga's ruling on Ter Stegen's injury duration to unlock a salary relief, meaning Barcelona really want to make sure just how long Ter Stegen is going to be out for. If he's going to be out for more than 5 months, that's really going to help Barcelona on the wage bill. But if it's less and Ter Stegen is only out for maybe 3 months, then that is where things really do get complicated. However, it has been said that there is a plan B. Joan Laporta is ready for all possible scenarios. It has been said that he has a personal guarantee fully locked and ready that's going to allow for Joan Garcia to be registered no matter what. And I think that they're really trying to make Joan Garcia as the priority to be registered first and to be in that match against Mallorca. Hence the reason why there is a personal guarantee. If you guys do not know what that is, this is a strategy and plan B that has been used before, and especially in the Koundé's case. So back in 2022, when there were some complications about Koundé getting registered into La Liga, Joan Laporta and Olive came out with this idea that they can use a personal guarantee for the Koundé case. So instead of using the club's funds to dictate how much wage room we're gonna have, Joan Laporta and Ferran Olive, who is the club treasurer, they stepped in as individuals and they themselves gave out an 11 million euro personal guarantee to La Liga. So it's more of a personal payment than a club payment. And so they gave up those 11 million euros and they said, here it is, Mr. Javier Tebas, we have extra money on the table. Please allow for Jules Koundé to be registered. So this acted as a collateral, for example, to temporarily increase the club's allowable salary limit so Koundé can come in. And so the same thing is going to go on with Joan Garcia if things really do go left. So now let's go on into some quick takes about Casado, Toni Fernandez, and Jules Koundé and speak about their futures, because many have questioned what's going to happen to Casado and what's going to happen to Toni Fernandez. We know what's going to happen to Jules Koundé. We're going to save that for last. But for Casado and Toni Fernandez, we just don't know, because with Marc Casado, he has a lot of competition in the midfield. And the same thing with Toni Fernandez, but on the right wing, especially with Rooney Barty playing so well and having an impressive preseason. But starting with Marc Casado, it has been said, according to Sport, that Marc Casado has only one goal to succeed in the first team. Although his name has appeared in headlines linked to possible departures, he is focused on this season and continuing to get minutes and helping the team. Only if over time, like let's say for example in the next 2 seasons, he notices that he does not have the role he desires, would he then finally consider opening the door to new opportunities. And so for now, Casado is going to stay. And I think that it doesn't make any sense for Casado to say, I'm going to be leaving because of the competition that I have in front of me, knowing damn well that in the last season he was used a lot. I think that he needs to give it another go. Who knows if Marc Casado gets more opportunities later down the road? Because what if Frankie gets injured? What if Pedri gets injured? You just never know. And I would understand that in the end, if we go into this brand new season, that if Marc Bernal is exceptional, Frankie is exceptional, Pedri is exceptional, and they don't get injured, maybe I would finally understand why Marc Casado would think about other moves to get more playing time, because it is very difficult. One of the reasons why Bernal and Frankie and Pedri are trusted so much and why we have really wanted them to play together, to be available 100% of the time, is because they have a huge advantage, and that is the technicality they carry with the ball. In order for you to be successful as a CDM, you must be very technical. You must be very good on the ball, whether it's through dribbling, through key passes, through intercepting and regaining control of the ball immediately. All of that is essential. I have always said, and I will continue to say this, what gives Marc Bernal a huge advantage over any other player in Barcelona is that he's tall. He's 6'2". He's extremely tall, and Barcelona do lack players that are tall and over 6 feet. It's really going to come in handy when we have to defend aerial duels or win the aerial balls and long balls that do go up against us, which did happen a lot in the last season. But as of right now, Marc Casado wants to chase legacy. He wants to make a name for himself at Barcelona, and he definitely does want to earn his place, because you look at the last season that he has had, 36 matches, 2,447 minutes played, netting 1 goal and 6 assists. There's an average of 0.22 goal involvements per 90 minutes in La Liga as a CDM. Unfortunately for him, in the last 6 months or 5 months of the season, we slowly started to see Frank de Jong edge Casado out. But this is where the fighting does begin. Can Marc Casado reclaim his position in the CDM next to Pedri? Now let's move on towards Toni Fernandez, because with Toni Fernandez, it is also the exact same thing. He understands that there is competition. However, Toni Fernandez does not want to go anywhere, and Barcelona do have a huge plan for him. It states here, according to Sport, that in the recent days, Toni's camp has met with Barcelona to set the foundations for the player's immediate future. Barcelona conveyed their confidence and told him that Flick is very pleased with his progress and his performance this preseason. The idea is for Toni Fernandez to be important and a key figure at Barca Athletic, starting from the reserve team as a base, and from there working to earn the leap where Flick deems it necessary. Despite having major offers from Segunda A, including one from Andorra, he wants to succeed here and nowhere else. And I think that that is the correct approach to take. And I believe that Toni Fernandez in time will get what he does want. Toni Fernandez is a very young player, one of the youngest. Flick gave Toni Fernandez his debut at the age of 16 years old in the Copa del Rey, making him the second youngest player in club history, clocking in at just 16 years, 5 months, and 17 days. Flick does want to work with him. He believes that he has something special. We'll see how Rooney Barty does perform in this season coming up because he will be in the first team. If he ends up being underwhelming, it does give Toni Fernandez a higher chance on being one of the alternatives to Lamine Yamal. Flick also quoted that when Toni first trained with us, he was still 15. He has an excellent footballing base. So Flick understands his talents. He believes that with time, everything's going to fall into place, but Toni Fernandez cannot be so agitated or impatient. We'll see where Toni Fernandez does play. Ideally, I would like to see him get some minutes in the Copa del Rey and also in the Spanish Super Cup, and also maybe in some league matches where Barcelona really do have a huge goal margin. And now lastly, to quickly solidify this whole video, let's talk about Jules Koundé and his renewal, because Barcelona is very close on locking down Jules Koundé until 2030. Deco and the rest of the players' representatives have moved very quickly, and there's a lot of agreements all in and around claiming that they want to make this renewal happen. There has been some other clubs that wanted Jules Koundé, but Koundé has rejected all those other offers, and he only wants to represent FC Barcelona, which is very good. The best right back in the world is currently Koundé and nobody else. Renewing Jules Koundé until 2030 is a masterclass coming from Deco and Joan Laporta. Jules Koundé last season made 32 appearances, delivering 2 goals and 3 assists with solid defensive actions like 63 tackles and 58 interceptions. And across his whole history with Barcelona, he has had 150 appearances with 7 goals and 18 assists, winning La Liga multiple times, winning the Supercopa and also the Copa del Rey. So this is a player that not only has converted himself from a center back to a right back, not only has he actually scored goals and provided assists as a right back, but he does it in key moments. He is a big game player, and Barcelona do need players like him. He is a leader, a true leader. And so congratulations to Jules Koundé, Deco, Joan Laporta for completing this whole operation, because this deal will be locked down very soon. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.